Hey everyone, so today's video is actually something that is really requested, and it is going to be all about my lips, or more specifically my experience with lip injections. I was really hesitant to film and talk about this topic because it is such a touchy subject for so many people. There are just a lot of people who have different views on it, which is absolutely fine. I'm not telling anybody to go out and get their lips done after this, but my mentality and my attitude when it comes to plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures is do what you want to do. As long as you're making the decision for yourself and you are educated and you've done your research and you know it's what you want, then go ahead and do it. I don't think it's something that people need to get so fussy over when it comes down to it. It's a personal opinion, it's a personal decision, and it's really not affecting anybody else. So that is my view on it. I know that there is a lot of controversy on the topic, so I just want to say I'm not forcing anybody to go and do this. I'm not encouraging it either, but I'm just sharing with you a little bit of the knowledge that I have gained during the process of researching and getting it done. I guess it was about 2-3 months ago now that I got my lips done again, and many of you noticed and were asking questions about that and wondering if they were real or not, and I think I answered pretty much everybody who asked me, but you guys had also wanted me to do a video on it, so I am going to be sharing everything that I know and everything that I've experienced. Just as a disclaimer, I am not a professional. I am not like thoroughly educated on the topic. I only know things that I've researched and what I've been told from my doctor and what I know from getting it done. So I encourage all of you to do your own research if you are looking into getting your lips done as well. Be sure that you are finding the right person to perform any of these procedures for you. That is also really important. That is huge, actually. So first things first, I just want to talk about the difference between Botox and fillers. Botox is something that freezes your muscles. It's basically a paralyzer, if you will, and a lot of people tend to mix up fillers with Botox. Botox goes in areas like your forehead, around your eyes for crow's feet, and it paralyzes the muscles so you cannot, you know, move your face and make wrinkles, basically. Now, fillers are different. Fillers are going to literally fill, plump up, volumize any areas of your face that may be lacking volume, or sunken in, things like that. So a lot of people will go ahead and get fillers in their nasolabial folds. They will get fillers in their lips. You can get fillers in your under eyes now, although the under eye fillers are different than the fillers that you would use in other areas on your face. I have been getting my lips done for about, I want to say, 2 years almost. Maybe almost 2 years. I'm not really sure. I've done it a handful of times now, and it's something that I enjoy. I like the way it looks, so I am going to continue to do it. The type of filler that I get is called Juvederm. Two most popular fillers that I hear about the most are Juvederm and Restylane. And I don't think there's too much of a difference between the two of them. From what I understand, it really comes down to doctors' preference, which one they like to work with and which one they believe better suits certain areas of your. Like I said, I get the Juvederm with lidocaine, and lidocaine is just a numbing agent, so as the Juvederm is injected into you, it basically numbs the area. And basically the fillers are made up of hyaluronic acid, which is something that is made in your body. So I don't think too many people have allergic reactions to it or have adverse effects to it because it is made out of something that you can find in your own body. I've got a lot of questions about that, not even in YouTube, but like on a day-to-day basis when I talk to people about it. They are like, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna have an adverse reaction or an allergic reaction to it. It's very rare from what I understand because it is made up of a substance that is found in our body. So that may put some of you at ease as well. Now, I go in and get my lips done about roughly every 6 months or so. And filler typically lasts anywhere from 3 to 6 months, I've heard. I've also heard somewhere that it can or is supposed to last anywhere from 6 months to a year, which I don't agree with at all. Definitely around the 6-month range, I can notice my lips deflating, I guess, or just getting smaller and less plump and going back down to their normal size. So when I get my lips done, my doctor tends to hit 4 different areas. He will go ahead and, actually let me zoom you guys. My doctor will go ahead and inject right here, bring it up, inject right here, bring it up, and then here, and then here. So overall, my doctor uses about a half of syringe of the Juvederm on my lips. I don't feel it's necessary for me to have a full syringe. I have gone a little bit overboard in the past, and I've overlapped 2 of my sessions, so I believe for about like a month or 2 I had technically a full syringe of Juvederm in my lips, and it was just far too much for me. My lips are naturally plump and they're not thin by any means, so this is really just to add I don't know, just a little bit more volume, a little bit more plump. My advice to you guys would be to start off with the smallest amount possible and then slowly work your way up into getting more, because once it's in there, it's in there. I mean, it does go down over time, but thing that applies to so many other different topics, it's so much easier to add than it is to take away. So just keep that in mind when you are deciding on how much. Even though the Juvederm that I use has a lidocaine in it, I typically receive a numbing cream before any injections take place, and this is solely because I am a big wuss when it comes to needles. I'm not gonna lie, it does hurt. Even through the numbing cream, I feel like the needle like going through my lip, going through my skin. It hurts. It's not unbearable. Obviously, it's not too painful. Obviously, it's not like extremely painful. It's not the worst thing in the world, or else I wouldn't have gone back a handful of times. It's different for everyone, I suppose. As far as the actual procedure goes, I'm probably in the chair for about 5-10 minutes max. It's very fast, it's very easy. When I get my lips done, I do tend to bleed a little bit and I'm swollen, and I do get some bruising sometimes, but it's a little bit different every single time I go in. My doctor said that there are so many different variables that could affect things like that, like if it's that time of the month, if you've eaten a lot of salt that day, like really weird things affect how much you bleed, if you bruise, how much swelling. But for the most part, I always bleed a little bit when I get my lips done, and I am always pretty swollen. I don't always bruise. I think I've bruised maybe like 1 or 2 times, but for the most part, I really don't bruise. My lips are pretty swollen for about 3 to 5 days, and then after that they go down to normal. I do leave the office with an ice pack, so I do recommend asking for one if they don't provide you with one, or when you get home, just go ahead and keep a cold compress on it. Also, something that happens to me is I tend to get little bumps right in the center of my lip, and sometimes in the other areas where he will do the injections. Those are normal. They should dissipate on their own within like a week or so. That happens to me every single time I get it done. I know it happens to a lot of other people too. You can massage them to kind of speed up the process of that little bubble dissipating, or you can let it be. I usually don't massage it because I just like to let it kind of dissipate on its own naturally, and like I said, in like a week or so that usually is gone. I'm not really going to talk about the price of the injections because it's so different everywhere you go. Where I live, it's going to be more expensive or less expensive than where you live, so every doctor, every state, every city, every town is going to be a little bit different. In this case, the price really isn't relevant because you guys don't all live where I live, so like I said, it's going to be different everywhere you go. So I think those are all the main points that I did want to hit and I wanted to talk about. But if I didn't answer any of your questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will most definitely answer any and all questions that you guys may have if I can answer them for you. And that is it for today. So I hope that this was helpful. Again, I am not encouraging any of you to go out and get your lips done. I am purely just filming this video as a request and to help out any of you guys that may have had some questions about the procedure. So that is everything that I have to share with you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video.